Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Nama. Greetings to everyone, all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are. It's a green morning, green afternoon, and green evening. It's such a wonderful to get connected with each other every day at 8 p.m. Hope you're taking care of your health, your wellness, your mental wellness, your physical wellness, your spiritual wellness, your environmental wellness. And of course, it's very important in life to take care of your economic wellness. Pandemic and particularly post pandemic, we all have learned one thing: there's no competition, now there is a collaboration. At the same time, ladies and gentlemen, during the pandemic, we started using technology in a very fast pace, in a catalytic factor. And all of us, we have realized that technology is now going to stay, whether it's a flip learning or a hybrid learning or a classroom learning or outside learning, online learning, whatever is there, number of factors have come into considerations. One of the industry which suffered maximum drastically during the pandemic, and of course, it has yet to recover fully. And this industry is spread across multi other industries because layer after layer, if you will unfold, you'll come to know that this is one of the most important segment of the economy world over in all the countries wherever we take into consideration. Now, that's tourism industry. When you talk about tourism, so before a tourism activity takes place, there's a travel. That means you travel physically from place A to place B to enjoy, to meet relatives, to meet friends, to go for sightseeing, to go for adventure, to go for culture, to go for rural tourism, to go for agri-tourism, just to enjoy your holidays. And you also recall that during the pandemic, Honorable Prime Minister gave the call, Dekho Apna Desh. And lots of people, they traveled across India because there was an appeal from the Prime Minister, you should travel at least 15 places in your own country and enjoy as much as you can so that you can understand how beautiful India is, how much it has got to offer. My journey goes back something very interesting. In uniform, while being in army, I traveled length and breadth of India. India is amazing. India is beautiful. There's so much of art, craft, culture, cuisine, dances, music, people. There's so much of flavor and fragrance. You just can't imagine. It's humanly not possible. And I still recall 1999, before coming to 2000, 1999, I was gifted with the Fiat Sienna car, and DG Tourism, Director General Tourism, Government of India, he basically flagged off from Chandigarh All India Tourism Quiz Contest. And that time, I still recall Secretary Tourism, very dynamic woman, Anuradha Gupta ji from Haryana cadre. She was on deputation to Chandigarh administration. She was Secretary Tourism. She was Secretary Home. She was Secretary Education. Couple of other verticals she had with her, and she was amazing woman, taking so much of interest how Chandigarh should become vibrant. During her time, it was for the first time Run for Tourism on 27th September took place from Rock Garden to Sukna Lake. I'm telling you, two tourist attractions now. So, as a tourism facilitator, I have given you two beautiful places of Chandigarh. One is man-made from the waste material by late Nick Chanchi. That is your rock gardens. And then, of course, La Cabossier built up one artificial lake. It's not a natural lake, it's an artificial lake. It was created, and that's called Sukna Lake in Chandigarh. Salus gates are being opened up twice a year. Water is allowed to come in, and a couple of other things. We'll take that study some other day. But what I just wish to share with you, I have to increase your curiosity about tourist places, and that is the beauty of a tourist guide. And today's topic is technology and tourist guides. Now, First of all, way back, travel agent, tour operator, tourist guides, these names were okay, fine. But with the passage of the time and with everything changing today, why not we should call them tourism facilitators? They are not only the guides, they facilitate you and they make your travel so interesting. That's what you have to understand. And today we got to give a prize to Sahibpreet Kaur because she's the first to join today over here for this particular program, and she has posted beauty of Chandigarh. Both these places is amazing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, anybody who joins first every day, there is some kind of a reward which we will share and we would let you know. Let's proceed. Let's move ahead and let's take the journey forward. Now, technology is playing very important role. If everything has gone under change, your education system, your skill system, and for that matter, even if you take the new education policy 2020, which was announced on 29th of July, in the thick of the pandemic, when the pandemic just set in on 25th of March, complete lockdown, and on 29th of July 2020, there was a new education policy after 34 years. We will take that topic also some other day where we will discuss how much has been implemented, what all is yet to be implemented. Thereafter implementation, we will have monitoring, and after monitoring, we'll see the outcome. What exactly are the benefits and who all have got the benefit over there? We have also been joined by Ruhina Ansari. We extend her a very hearty welcome with Sahibpreet. Thank you very much. Okay, let's proceed. Let's move ahead and let's get something very interesting. Is there a profession in tourism? So we were telling that during the pandemic, tourism suffered maximum. And post-pandemic, it's recovering in phases. First, the domestic tourism opening up slowly and gradually in different segments and phases. We are opening inbound tourism to India. That means more flights coming to India. And when you travel to India, your clearances and everything, your visa and your facilitation, you might be coming for medical tourism to India because you delayed your surgery and your checkup during the pandemic, because India is one of the most important destinations for medical tourism because we are very economical and there's no waiting list. But tourism is opening up in phases. Now, who is the person who spends maximum time with visiting tourists? When the person is visiting your country and the person, let's take it, a foreign tourist is coming to India. They're coming for the first time. First time somebody receives them at the airport. After that, you're transferred to the hotel. From hotel, you take some rest because there's a jet lag. There may be a time difference. And thereafter, you plan initially, slowly and gradually, after getting little rest and acclimatization, you take half a day sightseeing tour. You may take full day tour. You may go from Delhi to Agra, Agra to Jaipur and come back. For that matter, you're more adventurous and you go all the way to Kaziranga National Park in Assam. Okay, you're a Buddhist tourist. You have come here as a monk. So you go all the way to Tawang. And when you go to Tawang, that is amazing that I'm talking about Arunachal Pradesh. And we all should know there's a beautiful place in Arunachal Pradesh. Early in the morning in India, the sun, when it rises, first it appears over there. It's called Dong Village. D-O-N-G, Dong Village. See, today I'm behaving like a tourist guide, tourism facilitator. I'm trying to give you information as much as I can. Because recently, the Honorable Home Minister of India, he visited a village called Kibitu. And that's also in Arunachal Pradesh. From the Dong village, if you come little up towards north, you can see a place called Kibitu. And that Kibitu, when you go, it is in Anjau district, because being from the army, I've traveled and I've gone through various places, I've enjoyed them thoroughly. And then I was fortunate enough to move on deputation to the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. After doing my master's and PhD, it was so amazing to see so much what all is happening world over. So let me come back to the subject once again. You may be any kind of a tourist who is visiting India, the person who spends maximum time with you to show you monuments, historical places, pick you up from the hotel, get you dropped back in the hotel, arrange a transport for you as a part of a package. At the same time, you might be coming from a different culture. So, slowly and gradually, giving the cultural perception of India, how India is, and how is the country of the visiting tourist. And then, slowly and gradually, let's see, you're going to a particular monument, you have to get an entry ticket. If there's a long queue, you're facilitating over there. The foreigner, the tourist who is visiting us may not be getting the food of their own taste. How do you help them? At the same time, you want they should not have any kind of a health issue. That part also is to be taken care of. So, how to make optimum use of your visit to India and the person who spends maximum time with you during your visit to India is our tourist guide, and we may call them tourism facilitators. And that is something which we have to talk about today. So, ladies and gentlemen, hearty welcome. Saturday, 29th of April, 2023. It's a wonderful, we all are going to discuss quick, sharp 20, 25 minutes. Going to complete it because today I just want to give you a teaser. This is a very important subject. We will be taking in different layers. I may have about 10, 12 episodes for this because you'll enjoy. My basic aim is how to generate employment, how to generate entrepreneurship, how to bring creativity and curiosity in you so that you take tourism also as one of the subject, maybe as a vocational teacher, maybe as a vocational counselor, maybe as a tourism facilitator, to what we call today as a tourist guide. All that something which we have to understand. So hearty welcome. ICSI extends you a very warm welcome, and all of us we are together. Technology is coming very fast, and technology is coming in a very big way, and we all are trying to understand how to adopt technology and how to seep into technology the best possible way. And when we are talking about tourism industry, it's so fragile, it's so sensitive, it depends on so many things. There got to be a peace, there got to be a good climate, there got to be a good weather condition, there need not to be any kind of a hostility, there need not to be any kind of a threat perception. At the same time, there got to be a personal hygiene of the people, those are serving tourists, and number of other factors which you take into consideration. Tourists wants to carry a souvenir and they want to carry something from our country, and that is maybe in the form of a films and that which they click their own photographs or maybe some handicraft which they wish to enjoy. And how a tourist guide mesmerize you and make you feel that you are the most important person on this planet. And at this point of time, I care for you. So, what makes today the tour guides successful? Their survival is very important because, see, they are not on the payroll of anybody. How do they earn their wages? How do they get their payment? How do they get their perks? How do they basically make their living? That is something very important. Are there seasonality factors? That also is to be taken into consideration. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, there's a department called Travel Trade. There's a division. There's a marketing division, planning division, and a couple of other divisions are there. So similar way, there's a travel trade division. The tourist guides, they come under that. So your travel agents, your tour operator, your tourist guides. And I'm very happy that one of the most dynamic person, Mr. Shoaib Samedji, he is over there as a DDG, Deputy Director General. And it was a pleasure. I spent some time with him earlier in Guwahati very dynamic person, very dynamic person. And he's always very positive. He's always very supportive. He wants something new to be done, something innovative to be done. And I still recall he made a WhatsApp group before leaving Guwahati when he came from Assam and coming from Northeast to Ministry of Tourism in Delhi. He made sure that he makes a WhatsApp group of all the like-minded people, and I'm also a part of it. Till date, that is operational. So heartiest congratulations to everybody in the northeast part of India when we talk about. So at present, there's a G20 also going on in India. And when we talk about G20, when India has got the presidency of that, we should take best advantage of that. Do you know that we had the first tourism group meeting in Run of Kutch? And there was a second meeting, which was in Darjeeling, that was in Siliguri, and the third meeting is also due. And there's a very big investment summit also coming up this month in Delhi. That's again as a part of G20. And then, of course, you'll have a meeting in Goa and other places as well. So when you want to understand tourism, you should update yourself. So while saying Atiti Devo Bhava, Namaste, what is the growth story of travel and tourism industry in India, and what exactly is happening in G20 in India, all that is something very important. And how 2023 is also, declared by the government as Incredible India, and more people, those are traveling to India from the G20 countries, they are getting mesmerized. Okay, there are two categories. One is tourist and one is visitor. Now I'll give you a scientific so that you get economic definition. Any person who is visiting place A to place B, let's take an example. You go from Delhi to Jaipur, or let's take it to Agra. You're traveling by morning train and you have purchased your train ticket in Delhi. You have purchased your tour package in Delhi. All the arrangements have been done in Delhi. You're traveling by a train where the breakfast and everything and all that is being served, and you don't want to have a lunch in Agra or in Jaipur, and you want to have a dinner in the train in the evening when you return, and you are not spending any money when you're visiting from Delhi, Agra, or you're visiting from Delhi to Jaipur, or for that matter, any other place. If you are not spending money, that means if you are not adding anything to the economic value of the place visited, then you are a visitor. But if you're spending money over there, you're doing shopping, आप आगरा में पंछी का पेठा ले रहे हैं, and at the same time you are having your wonderful lunch, sumptuous lunch, you're doing some shopping, so then you get converted to tourist. I will not go further into definition, 24 hours, less than, and all that. That's leave it. Now, when you are visiting Agra or Jaipur from Delhi, it means those two places are your destinations. That means tourist destinations. So what happens over there then? Then you are taking the services of tourist guide. So what does tourist gives you? Whatsoever information, whatsoever local facilities they supply, whatsoever interpretation of the various attractions they tell you, they say, look at this particular temple, look at this particular building, look at this historical monument, and whatsoever they are trying to give you. And at the same time, slowly and gradually, they are giving you intercultural perception also. At the same time, they're also giving you wonderful activities when you're visiting a particular place, and their behavior is very friendly, and it is Atithi. Atithi is everything. That is the way. So that is called tourist experience. That's called tourist experience, because tourist carries that experience. And what does get generated from there? Whatever impression you carry from there, उससे क्या फायदा होता है? You get repeat tourist, You get repeat tourism. At the same time, वो लोग जब वापस जाते हैं अपनी कंट्री में, they tell people over there, अरे यार एक बार इंडिया जरूर जाना. What a hospitable people. एक बार चंडीगढ़ जरूर विजिट करना. What a beautiful, amazing people. They are so lively. And you know, Chandigarh has got so much of greenery all around. People are so friendly. The eating joints are so, I felt like, such a sumptuous meals I enjoyed. All that which comes, that's tourist experience. So, what happens over there? There is an impact. There is an effect. So, what happens is, it's a positive tourism. It's a responsible tourism. And that person would love to come back again and would recommend many others also. Please visit India, see for yourself. So, as a tourist guide, you should have wonderful geography knowledge, history knowledge, historical places, at the same time, facts and figures. You should know about everything about the monument or the place or the tourist attraction what you're visiting. Try and give as much value addition information, but don't gossip. Information got to be authentic, realistic. That is something very important which you have to understand. Now, when we go north, south, east, west, central, India is so amazing. Somewhere there's a hot belt, and at the same time, it is snowing somewhere. Somewhere there are mountains, and somewhere there are plains. All that you have to understand. So, the role of the tourist guide, it's very difficult. It's very thorough professionalism, and it is very complex, it's very diverse, and it is not just you're showing a building. No, 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 no. You are the brand ambassador of the country. I was talking this afternoon to the president, of the Tourist Guide Association, the federation what we have got in India, Shri Narendra Singh Rathorji. And when I was talking to him, it was amazing. And he told me that there are approximately 17 member associations in India which are as part of the Tourist Guides Federation of India. That was something fantastic. He did give me some basic statistics, some estimates he gave me. And he told there are approximately 3,400 tourist guides which are approved by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, and they are licensed by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, and they really enjoy being a part of that. At the same time, he also told me that there are 3-tier systems. One is called A-class city. So for that, the tourist guides, they get their license and permission from the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. And as far as the B class or the C class, say 2-tier, you're in 3-tier cities or whatever others, they get it from their respective states. So that means he gave me something very interesting. He told there are approximately 20,000 tourist guides at the state levels, various state levels in India. So you can add up the entire, and then you can work it out, you can plan it out, you can see. And there are some guidelines which are being given by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India from time to time. And, I was reading one very important, and we have made a small video also, 1 minute today. When you will go on to the ICSI India channel, you can enjoy. It's just 1 minute video which you have made on the tourist guides today. I will share after this program on my, channel. You all can watch it. It's a 1 minute video. You all will love it. And that's basically the tour guides. They are the brand ambassadors of the countries and also of the tourist destinations, because they ensure the tourist satisfaction and destination image and tourist revisitation. That tourists should come back to your country again. वो सारा कुछ जो है उनसे शुरू होता है. So now, how the role of the tourist guide is so diverse. They provide information. They are social facilitator. They are cultural host. They are motivator of the conservation value also. कोई पत्ता नहीं तोड़ना, कोई फूल नहीं तोड़ना. अगर आप वाइल्ड लाइफ टूरिज्म के लिए जा रहे हैं, नेचर टूरिज्म के लिए जा रहे हैं, बायोस्फीयरिज्म में जा रहे हैं, tigerism में जा रहे हैं, so how flora and fauna is to be protected. They are interpreters also. Everybody may not understand Hindi, so the English which you speak, because everybody has got a different dialect and different pronunciation from the different countries. Maybe we have got some language trained guides as well for different tourists to speak in their own country's native language. So they could be interpreter, and at the same time, the cultural diversity, cultural environment, natural environment, all that is to be taken. And they're the best, human being as a brand ambassador of any country. They also have a public relation. They are entertainers. They are problem solvers. They are safety providers. They are counselors. I was just trying to understand what an amazing role is there as far as these tourist guides are concerned. We've also been joined by Parash. Thank you. Reena has also joined, and Shama has also joined. Hearty welcome to all of them. Such a pleasure to see all of them. I would say you got to understand. Every day we got to explore which are the new opportunities, which are the new profession, which are the new jobs which are coming up. All that we got to understand. Do you remember in 1965, there was a beautiful movie called Guide. कांटों से खींच के ये आंचल, प्यार के बांधी पायल, आज फिर जीने की तमन्ना है. Lata ji's song and S.D. Burman's music and तेरे मेरे सपने अब एक रंग है. That beautiful movie, and that movie was Guide, and there was a Raju Guide, and that was basically Dev Anand. So wonderful movie. Your parents must have seen, elders must have seen. It's an amazing movie, and Mohammad Rafi ji has given such a beautiful voice. Lata ji has given a beautiful voice, and opening song by S.D. Burman, "Tu jayega wo yahan wahan kaun hai tera, tu jayega kaha musafir." That is something so amazing. You can see 1965. So here question comes: does Bollywood also plays very important role as far as the profession of guide services are concerned? Okay, let's move ahead. Raja Hindustani. That was another movie. Imagine that a tourism facilitator, the tourist guides, they giving all those kind of inputs and taking that into consideration. I was just trying to understand, it's amazing, which you have to see what exactly is happening. Now, as far as tourist guides are concerned, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India provides you a short, crisp, nice training. Initially, it used to be a 3 months program, but in 2005, some guidelines had come, and then 2011 onwards, now there's a 6 months program to become a tourism facilitator and a tourist guide, because IITTM, with which I had been associated right from its inception, which is based in Gwalior. The headquarters over there and the branches are throughout India. So IITTM, under the aegis of the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, has been given the responsibility to provide online course, which has to be given to tourist guides. And it's a freelance job. Now, who performs which way? तो मुझे एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज इसके अंदर लगी, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. And that was कि ये एक ऐसा प्रोफेशन है जहां पर आपकी डिग्री नहीं बोलती, आपके मार्क्स नहीं बोलते, आपके सब्जेक्ट्स नहीं बोलते, लेकिन आपकी ग्राउंड नॉलेज बोलती है. अगर आपके पास किसी जगह की, किसी मॉन्यूमेंट की, किसी हिस्टोरिकल पर्सपेक्टिव की ऑथेंटिक नॉलेज है और आपकी अच्छी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स हैं, you can become an excellent tourism facilitator. And you can't imagine, देखिए, for every profession you got to have USP. ये मैं हमेशा बातचीत करता हूं. कल रात को हमारा एक प्रोग्राम था चंडीगढ़ के पायलट प्रोजेक्ट में. and that was G20, the B.Ed college, the government B.Ed college, which is located in Chandigarh. Very vibrant participants, very dynamic participants. And can you imagine, the session went on more than 2 hours and everybody participated so well. I'm saying it's amazing. I must congratulate all of them. Till end they were there and they participated so innovatively. So no knowledge, no hard work, no sincerity goes waste. You will certainly be rewarded and awarded who joined us yesterday. And at the same time, today I give you new dimension. People talk about tourism industry. Now, दो चीजें यहां पर आती हैं. Our chamber has very strongly recommended to NCRT and to Ministry of Education and Government of India कि जो domestic tourism है, ये separate subject क्यों हो? Why not domestic tourism should be integral part of our Indian education ecosystem? मैं 9th में हूं, 10th में हूं, 11th में हूं, 12th में हूं, मैं बीएड का स्टूडेंट हूं, कल को टीचर बनने जा रहा हूं, कहीं पर भी हूं, अगर मुझे अपनी कंट्री की टूरिज्म की नॉलेज है, बिकॉज अनलेस यू डोंट गो ऑन ग्राउंड, अनलेस यू डोंट सी द प्लेसेस ऑन द ग्राउंड, यू विल नॉट कम टू नो. देखिए, जूली मैम भी जुड़ी है अभी इस प्रोग्राम में. शी कम्स फ्रॉम मणिपुर. अगर मुझे इम्फाल का नहीं पता है, अगर मुझे लोकताक लेक का नहीं पता है, अगर मुझे मोरे का नहीं पता है, अगर मुझे मोरांग में कहां पर सुभाष चंद्र बोस जी ने झंडा लहराया था वो नहीं पता है, अगर मुझे ये नहीं पता कि एक्सक्लूसिवली एल्डरली वुमेन की वो मार्केट कहां पर है इम्फाल के नजदीक, तो आई डोंट हैव अ ग्राउंड नॉलेज. एंड एट द सेम टाइम, अगर मुझे ये नहीं पता कि वर्ल्ड के बेस्ट डांसेस में मणिपुर डांस भी आता है, और अगर मुझे ये नहीं पता कि मणिपुर हैज रिसेंटली सेलिब्रेटेड देयर 50 years golden jubilee of entertainment industry, film industry, at the same time, अगर मैं ट्रैवल कर रहा हूं तीनसुकिया आसाम से एंड बाय रोड आ रहा हूं ऑल द वे टू गुवाहाटी, तो मुझे पता होना चाहिए कि तीनसुकिया के बाद छबुआ आता है, छबुआ के बाद डिब्रूगढ़ आता है, डिब्रूगढ़ के बाद मोरान आता है, मोरान के बाद शिवसागर आता है, शिवसागर से थोड़ा आगे आता हूं तो जोरहाट आता है, जोरहाट से मैं काजीरंगा आता हूं, काजीरंगा से मैं नौगांव जाता हूं, नौगांव से मैं दिसपुर आता हूं, और मैं गुवाहाटी पहुंच के अपनी फ्लाइट लेता हूं टू कम टू दिल्ली. That is possible, ladies and gentlemen, only when you have the ground knowledge, you have the practical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge काम नहीं आएगी tourism में. It's all practical. Why there should be a separate vocational subject of tourism? Why not it should be integral part? मैं domestic tourism की बात कर रहा हूं क्योंकि tourism is geography also, tourism is history also, tourism is your culture also, tourism is your heritage also, tourism is your dance also, music also, happiness also, your handicraft also, and your cuisine also, your fairs and festivals also, your costumes also. अब मैं कहां पर आपको बताऊं, where all it is possible. Why not we should take up a topic, and why not we should think about that in the B.Ed, the students, और उनको theoretical नहीं, ना, उनको लेके जाओ. Let's take them to some places within India, and colleges should arrange that particular trip for them. Similar way, school children, अगर हमारे पास ICCR है, इंडियन काउंसिल फॉर कल्चरल रिलेशन, बाहर के लोगों को लाने से पहले अरुणाचल के, मणिपुर के, आसाम के लोगों को चंडीगढ़ लाओ, चंडीगढ़ के बच्चों को नॉर्थ ईस्ट लेके जाओ. जब ये सब चीजें कल्चरल अमेलगमेशन की कंट्री की हो जाए, उसके बाद उनको उन कंट्रीज में लेके जाओ जहां से आपके पास मैक्सिमम टूरिस्ट आते हैं. You may not be able to take everybody, but people those are interested to make their career in tourism, they should be at least given an opportunity, and that can be met by the expenses of the government of India. Why not? It can be cultural exchange. हमारी embassies हैं, हमारी high commissions हैं, हमारे इंडिया के missions abroad हैं, they can take care of it. it can be a cultural exchange, it can be a student exchange, it can be a faculty exchange, it can be a knowledge exchange, it can be research exchange, it can be tourism exchange. आपने सूरजकुंड क्राफ्ट मेला तो सुना होगा. I still recall that once the chief secretary of Haryana, she asked me कि डॉक्टर साहब, can you arrange a troupe for Surajkund from Uzbekistan? I said, why not? I spoke to India's mission. Our ambassador in Uzbekistan requested him. He was kind enough, and 10 people dance performance was the part of the Surajkund Craft Mela. Why not? We should project our culture abroad and at the same time invite others to come to India and to be a part of it. Today, I just wanted to give the teaser. It's a very interesting subject. It's a very knowledgeable subject. Tourism is very fascinating. I've given last 45 years to tourism. I love tourism, and I'm planning very seriously now that the tourism facilitators, this particular series which we are starting today, we will be inviting lots of people. We will be getting lots of experts. We'll get the professional from the industry. They all will come, and we will have our Shohibji also from the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. And also, I would invite the president who is for the the Tourist Guides Federation of India, our friend Narendraji, with whom I spoke today, this afternoon. He comes from Jaipur. He comes from Rajasthan. Narendra Singh Rathorji, he is the president. I just spoke to him in detail and quite a bit things which we wanted to share with each other. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is something very important, very amazing. और एक बात और सुन लीजिए, अगर आप टूरिज्म को एंजॉय करते हैं तो इंडिया में जितनी भी एम्बेसीज और हाई कमीशंस हैं उनको भी अप्रोच करना शुरू कीजिए. There are lots of scholarships which you can get to go abroad. You need not to spend your own money. They will invite you. So, whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Start thinking positive. Start thinking vibrant. Start thinking dynamic. Let's come together for tourism facilitators and tourist guides and make them professional through our education and skills relevance, which is the need of the hour. This program is going live to you on ICSI India YouTube channel, and I shall be sharing that 1-minute video also, which we have prepared today, dedicated to tourist guides and tourism facilitators. I'll share that as well with you. So, before we end today's program, I wish to share with all of you that tomorrow morning we will be having something very interesting. We all will take on tomorrow morning something wonderful when I will share with all of you that how basically tourism can bring so much of life and so much of value. Let me share before closing today's program. Let me just tell you a few points. These are something very important, and they are the good qualities of any tourist facilitator, tourism facilitator, and people, those are watching this particular program, and wherever you are, whatever city you belong to, start looking at your city in a different perspective. Start having your education in a different perspective. अभी आप एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल लीजिए. जो टूरिज्म फैसिलिटेटर हैं या जो टूरिस्ट गाइड हैं जिनको हम बोल रहे हैं, आप सबसे पहले ये सोचिए कि these people should be outgoing. They should be engaging. Outgoing means you should not be hesitant. You should not be introvert. You should be extrovert. At the same time, engaging in a professional way. That means you should talk sense. You should talk professionalism, and you should give such a crisp and authentic information to the tourist that they should love to come to your country. At the same time, excellent communication to connecting. We have already discussed with you earlier. We had a separate session on that. You should be knowledgeable. Add every day something new. Add more stories. Life is storytelling. स्टोरी के बगैर कुछ नहीं होता. और दूसरा, अपने जॉब के प्रति जो भी काम आप कर रहे हैं, you should be passionate. When you will be passionate, वो दिखाई देता है, वो सुनाई देता है, वो समझ आता है. That is something very important which we all have to understand. At the same time, you got to be organized and you got to be punctual. You got to be patient and you have to manage difficult situations and crises as well. That part is also very important, which we have to take into consideration. Let there be any kind of difficulty, but you have to take care of, you have to see those situations, how you can help. You got to have training, proper skilling. You got to be qualified for whatever you're talking. You should treat the local communities with respect. जिस जगह पर आप जाते हैं और जिन लोगों की टूरिस्ट अट्रैक्शंस को आप एंजॉय करते हैं और अपने टूरिस्ट को दिखाते हैं, उनके प्रति आपको बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए. You should be protecting nature. You should be natural conservator. That is something very, very important. एनिमल वगैरह के वेलफेयर की बातचीत कीजिए. You should know driving. That is something very important. Sometime if you're going for a wildlife tourism, nature tours and all, you have to drive the gypsy or you have to drive the jeep. So you should know driving very well, holding a very valid license, and you should be responsible where to take tourists, where not to take tourists. That is something very important. At the same time, you not only raise the awareness or bring the awareness about the place, but at the same time, you should educate also travelers. That is something very important. And then finally, we must value our tour guides. All of us together, today is the curtain raiser. This is the first program, and we have just started. This series will be on. I would like to have a wonderful series for all of you. And from here, I will package the entire thing for you. Start thinking, would you like to be a vocational teacher? Would you like to be tourist guide? Would you like to be tourism facilitator? Would you like to go around the world and see beautiful places? Would you like to travel across entire India? Think over it. We will meet soon. कल सुबह 9:30 बजे विद्या से अध्यात्म, विद्या की ओर का स्पेशल प्रोग्राम हमारा रहेगा. ज्वाइन कीजिएगा. कल शाम को 7 बजे मेंटल वेलनेस की बातचीत करेंगे. वो टीचर्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि आज टीचर्स को, फ्यूचर टीचर्स को और हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को मेंटल वेलनेस की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है. एंड टुमारो इवनिंग 8 o'clock, if you want to serve the humanity, we will talk about caregivers, how they are rendering service, and there are 82 million jobs world over. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a lot. Thank you. See you.